I
Okay.
think it was actually one of my quarantine runs where
We are ready for the semifinals here. Here in the tournament. Looks like everyone is waiting for the signal to go. We have Tethys with Hellhorn, both the classic versions of the clans. And we have a go. We start out with Ice Tornado, Fledgling Imp, and Urchin Spines. Ice Tornado and Urchin Spines, pretty good. But we are up against Seraph the Chased, so spell weakness is a little less exciting. Rage Fell and Knockback Talos, so no bosses with stealth. That is interesting. Improved Firebox versus Light's Gift. These are powerful relics, but I think my pick has to be Light's Gift here. That one is just superior, I think. Kinstone, Split Anvil, Vapor Funnel. Oh man. I'll go Split Anvil. We have Handheld Totem versus Conduit. I could see this being a Conduit spell weakness run, but Handheld Totem also works, but less effective with Light's Gift because we're on the top floor, so we don't get to use the spell weakness most of the time. Unless we do some weird shenanigans. Let's go with Conduit. Helps with all our spells in the deck already. So definitely helpful for any incants we want to do. We should get the unit draft, I think. The +4 attack doesn't matter if they never get to attack. We will need Ice Tornadoes to beat the boss. Almost certainly. This is gonna be our top floor setup. How do we deal with these Forged Disciples? We kinda need Ice Tornadoes as well. Maybe we just use one Ice Tornado with Urchin Spines on the boss. Hopefully we can get that off. How much damage is this? That is 16, so we're still off. Guess that's a nice tornado for you. That makes everything else be cheaper. So we can start working. I should have played that Train Steward. I'm very worried about this boss fight. Oh, come on. 5 damage off. But I mean, it's about the same as if we had left another enemy up there. Crit Builder is good. I really want that. Fledgling Imp, Impressive, and Hidden Passage. That has to be a Hidden Passage, right? Mostly I'm worried about boss fights, honestly. This is currently our big problem. Railbeater could help with that. Railbeater is a solid option, as is Horned Warrior, as is Cold Celia. All of these are pretty good. Railbeater brings some defensive value to the table, which we might need against Talos. It's knockback Talos though. So that's a little bit of a awkward situation. Yeah, Talos is the big problem here. But we can potentially jump block her. I'm gonna go with Cold Celia. I feel very familiar with their playstyle. Large stone. That is certainly an option. Is it a good one though? Let's take a look. Guard of the Unnamed. That could settle our defensive. That could be our defensive solution. I don't really like relying on Incant for my damage, but we have these big damage spells, so I think we'll be okay. I want her to have some health, that is important. We can get multi-strike on her. And I think I want that. Stacks Frostbite faster. Gives us more backline clear. And just some defensive upgrades on the Shark Boy. So that we can survive Talos hits. And boss fights. We have a sweeper boss here, so we need to keep that in mind. Definitely set up our whole Incant team on the top floor. Sacrifice this one on the bottom. Ice Tornado won't quite clear out this wave, but that's also not really necessary. I guess we just Incant as much as we can. We're pretty close to killing these guys already. Not quite there yet. The next wave will be more difficult. Good thing we have these 3 torches. I am gonna advance you so that we have less targets to worry about. 5 damage against your armor? Sure. We'll do that. Well, we take damage one more time. Really sucks. Because it's just 1 HP we're off. Well, we don't really have great offensive scaling. Or any offensive scaling at all. We definitely need that damage shield gone. Let's see if we have enough here. And we do. Thanks to Frostbite. Backliners die, but that doesn't matter. This is a rough start, but this is often just my playstyle. Titan's Gratitude is amazing. We need spell upgrades. We don't want Vent. Do we want Ritual of Battle? I think no, just because our final boss is Seraph the Chaste. It could be okay. No, we do have Split Anvil, we should take it. Apex Imp. Branded Warrior and Alpha Friend. Alpha Friend on Cold Celia could be pretty decent scaling. Other than that, I'm not too excited about these units. What are our options? We have Hellhound Banner and then Stygian Banner. We will also get a unit draft after Talos. And we do want to go to the Merchant of Magic, even though we are kind of low on money. Just some minor magic power upgrades will matter a lot for us. I'm gonna skip. That imp was probably a pretty good pickup. cost reduction, I think, goes on... Not the Ice Tornadoes, not the Crypt Builder, I think it's a Ritual. We want to have one of these spells cost 2 instead of 3. Spell Chain and True Stone. Spell Chain Urchin Spines is pretty strong. True Stone on the Crypt Builder or the Titan's Gratitude. I'm gonna go for the Crypt Builder. It's pretty good. We benefit a lot from these spell upgrades. Don't think we can take these essences. They don't really work into our plan too well. Penance Yard. I wouldn't mind Weather or Cold Stones. Do I have to draw for that though? I feel... I am gonna take draw. Twice, almost certainly. Kinda want these Cold Stones. I will take them. The Pyre Healing can remove damage taken. We can't reroll in the for the cost reduction, and I don't really want to purge when I'm going to a Merchant of Steel next and might need every bit of money I have. Knockback Talos. This one is a bit tricky. We might have to set up a bit differently than usual with that God of the Unnamed in the second position. Yeah, she is gonna hit the Cold Celia here, but it is very likely that we only get hit once. Talos will one-shot the Train Steward. She doesn't have Slay or anything, but... Incant. We do care about the armor. That kills the entire floor here. I wonder if there is any way we get a flying kill. 550 damage with the Crypt Builder. Chances are there if we can manage to get one off, but that will be the hard part. This wave is gonna be tough. Not sure how to deal with it. We have to draw... Well, we have 3 big spells left actually. We will be fine. Right? Yeah, no flying kill. We can't get that to work. That takes care of that one. This wave will also be somewhat annoying, but we still have an Ice Tornado left in the deck, so we should be okay. There's our Ice Tornado. That reduces the cost of the ritual to 0, so we can actually get the kill on you. Not quite, huh? Even with the torch we will be off. That sucks. With an unlucky Ice Tornado there. We did heal up though, so the damage is negated. We need every little bit of armor we can get for the Talos round. Yeah, see. Well, with the Ritual of Battle it's not actually close, but without it, it would have been quite close. We should be in no damage taken because we healed more than we took damage here. And that is the power of Weather or Cold Stones. I like Ancient Synergy. That is a very, very big spell. Demon Friend, Steelwalker, Titan Sentry. Steelwalker could help our defense if we use the Essence on like God of the Unnamed, for example. Titan Sentry could help our offense if we do the same thing, but we already have Cold Celia taking care of that. And we have Daze on the top floor, so the Revenge will hardly ever trigger. I'm gonna go with Steelwalker here. Helps us prepare our boss defense. And then we are really just nuking every wave with spells. Until we eventually... that would have been another multi-strike. But the stats on the Cold Celia do matter. It's not like they are pointless or anything. That is our essence for the Cold Celia. And we definitely want Conduit too. Because we use a lot of these spells that are more expensive than a simple torch. Train Stewards have been pretty awkward so far. Let's remove them. The Imps are also pretty bad, but less so. Capricious Reflection is really good, but Tethys Scales as well. I kinda want the Scales. Let's go with them. I forgot to upgrade our Shark. No, he's already upgraded. Our units are already upgraded. The ones that matter. Spell Shield? Why did I take this? Spell Shield 1 would have been fine. Spell Shield 2 is not fine. That is a significant change. But we'll see. How do we deal with this guy? How do we... The backliner is not a problem, we just sweep them away. But the clipped reflector? Might have to take some damage to him. Should have played the torches first. But we can still play the torches and gain some armor off of it. You know, that will work. That is enough condensed damage that we can get mostly through this. We just have to heal up. Like play one more of these things. That will make the Ritual of Battle cost 0. This one has Piercing, which is very nice. We can't hit our main target, our main problem with it. I'm gonna work on your Spell Shield. Play out these Train Stewards. A single Urchin Spines should be enough to deal with that guy. That was a lot more damage than I was willing to take. We won't be able to heal that back up. These guys don't really matter except for absorbing hits from spells. Which means they kinda matter. But I think our armor is more important. That is not the spell I really wanted to use to get that spell shield off of the boss, but we need some way to do that, so might as well. Spell weakness 1, we should save that and not waste it on a torch. And instead use it for a big Titan Crippler. Guardian Stone, Crystalline Seeds, Frenzied Swarm. Frenzied Swarm is pretty good. I kinda want it. if we use it on the top floor, we kind of double benefit from it. Like, we already have dazed, so we can get it on the get one dazed to stay around for the pyre. Our first pact has to be Nameless Siren. The Impious Color is mostly to bring back the Urchin Spines. We still have a little trouble making room for stuff, or rather making room for stuff, I mean getting through to the boss sometimes. These spell upgrades help a lot though. We don't have consume removal. Well, we don't have anything we want to remove consume from, rather. Hidden Passage is an important cost reduction here, I think. Oh. Armor, Sap or Rage? If anything we would need Rage. Sap could also work. Yeah, I think Sap is better. I think this is something we use on our enemies. To descend them. Sap 3, 30 damage and descend. That is a weird combination of effect, but I think combination of effects, but I think we can make good use of it. I kinda wanna consider Spell Chain on the Hidden Passage. I am mostly setting up for like flying kills, but I shouldn't focus too much about it. Focus too much on it. I need to calm down a little. We are in a okay spot with this deck. Like, it's a reasonable deck. We won't have backline damage coming at us, but we need the Rage. And there is our guard of the unnamed variety. Might as well play the Crypt Builder for incants. This wave will be tough. I think what we do is we ascend the tanky ones. Or outright kill these guys. So that we can have an easier shot at getting this Clip Guardian. The future waves will be much less of a problem, but the Clip Guardian in the back is really mean. That is not ideal. We can get quite a bit of damage out here. And then daze them. So they will die to the pyre before they can hit it. We're also gonna heal up here. While we're at it. We should start with an expensive spell. We don't need to play an expensive spell though. I guess we play Ancient Synergy anyways. and save the Ice Tornado for next turn. If we need it. We shouldn't need it, honestly. The Crystal Cloak will be a little bit of a problem. We need more armor if we want to deal with the Crystal Cloak efficiently. I also kinda want to get out my units, but we have the Vengeful Shards also, which we don't need to play. We have played some. We can just take the damage from them. We play this on the top floor. Keep in mind the pyre healing we get from these will offset most of the damage we're taking right now to them. Stealth 7, so you're dealing 7 times 15, that's 105. We survived that, so we can start hitting you back. And also you are dazed. And zapped. Whew. This is too close for comfort. The weather at Coldstone, I think, have been pretty good overall. I want to preserve. I need that frost sometimes. I will take a tiresome climb. Inferno would also have been very tempting, but it's a bit hard to play. Finally we get some more removals. The Frozen Lancers, the Torches, the Fledgling Imps, and the Train Stewards are all things I want ideally gone from this deck. But we will only get so many removals, so we have to make do with what we can utilize. And we can utilize spells pretty well. I don't mind the Permafrost on the Tiresome Climb, use it whenever we need it. Cost reduction could go on it as well. But I think I'm gonna go with the Frenzied Swarm instead. We still need some magic power upgrades on some of our cards. Consume removal, still not useful. We only get the +10s, which I won't complain about. Because these are pretty much ideal for us. Cost reduce the climb. And this is about time to buy a Perch or two. We do go... well... This is the Fell fight. What's in here actually? Piercing. Yeah, that is really good on an Ice Tornado. Hitting multiple targets, clearing multiple backlines. We also probably want to engage in Pact. Sack that Steelwalker into the guard. Just get that additional armor scaling. One of the fights where the armor scaling is really important is just behind us. But the Divinity will be another one. Yeah, let's go with the Torch. The Frozen Lances are a bit easier to play and better for incant. And with the spell weakness they can actually sometimes matter damage wise. Our whole team in the first hand, that is very nice. Because that means I don't have to worry about Ember Drain in 2 turns time. Let's start setting up the spell weakness on Fell. And let's get an incant. Why did I put Tethys in the back? It shouldn't matter, but it's definitely a mistake to do so. Just go for the Ice Tornado. Okay, that is not what I expected. It's just 300 damage right now. But I mean, that is a reasonable number. We will need the spell shield gone on you. Backliners don't matter. So we just throw the rest that fell. Even the Frenzied Swarm. You are dazed enough, yes. You are. Actually having the Cold Celia in the front helps our attack order. So that is nice at least. With the spell weakness, that's enough. And we keep the preserve for a later time. Nice, nice. This wave is a bit worrying. I don't want you to be in front. You die to the sweep, but you don't die. You would block spells that we wanna throw at the Clip Guardian otherwise. And I don't think we can quite finish Fell off this turn. Not even with the Urchin Spines here. Because we don't have a second spell. It's as simple as that. And when the Clip Guardian already dies... Clip Guardian is already dead here, so... we don't need to worry about that too much. And then we should be able to finish Fell off on the top floor pretty easily. Get that heal in before we kill Fell. Deep Offering. Reinforce? I don't think we need Reinforce. I'm gonna go with Deep Offering here. I'm a bit worried about Divinity because of the sweep. Let's go for relics. Queen's Tail would help us play out our imps. It's basically free removals on the imps. That might be good enough. Torches are no longer useful in the slightest, so let's get them out. Well, they can still trigger incant, I guess. Precious plating, cleansing water, refracting lenses. It's gotta be cleansing water. It's not huge, but it still matters quite a bit. Do we diversify into Chillwind here? No. Mostly we don't, because we picked up the debuffering. CGB Admiral seems like he's struggling a bit. Kachiwa is just a bit behind. Sanguine Penguin also has some pyre damage, so they didn't flawless stuff. Is Queen's Tail good enough here? It might just be. That would also open interesting possibilities for an Endless Imp on... Oh, these are good. Which one is better? I think it's a Pulley Claw. It's pretty much hard removal for non-shard enhanced enemies, oftentimes. This is a little bit of a problem. We can't really set up on the bottom floor, and we can't easily take out these guys. We should probably play the Imp first and torch it to avoid the Ember Drain next turn. We will have Ember Drain the turn after this. That is unavoidable right now. Keep the Titan's Gratitude for next turn. That might be better. Whew. Ice Tornado makes the Tiresome Climb free. Do we want to climb someone? How about you? 19 times 2. That will go up to 21 times 2. That's not enough. I think we climb you so we don't have to deal with you at all, because you don't matter if you're in the back. We will have at least some frostbite on that guy, so we're not taking crazy amounts of damage. We still took quite a bit, but that's an amount we can heal back up quite reliably, I would say. This will trigger the Imp thingy. Crypt Builder has to be here. You have spikes. I think what we ascend is this guy, so we have less trouble with not shards, scorches. We start out with an Ice Tornado, making everything else, all the other spells in hand, cost 0. Ascend you to the pyre, because you don't have attack. That won't work for the next one coming up. That is 30 damage, that's not quite enough to deal with the Purifier. Do we play this for the healing? I think so. And we also play this to not have it in our deck. And then it's offering time. Not what I wanted. Definitely not what I wanted. I was hoping for one big damage spell to take out this Gilded Wing. Looks like we're not getting away without taking some damage this fight that we can't heal back up. We do have the ancient synergy here, which is very significant. Ascend you so that we have to deal with fewer annoying stuff. Pulleyclaw. Not that amazing here. The next wave will be tough. I hope we get another huge spell to nuke someone. Actually, that will do, right? That pierces armor and then a nice tornado finishes you off. Spell weakness on you. And then play the rest on the top floor for incant triggers. And then as soon as we draw any big damage spell, we should just be able to finish that guy off. Although we can heal back up some more. And we probably should. We just freeze these important damage spells. I guess we have to discard that one there. We don't even need the damage spells necessarily. But you know, might as well throw them out. We actually managed to heal back exactly the amount of damage we took in that fight. So we regained our perfect there. Unnamed Tome. I think I want that. It's gonna be huge against certain units. Branding Right, March of Shields, Spike of the Hellhound. Kind of feel like we need some kind of armor gain against the Divinity. Divinity will be a rough fight. I'm not looking forward to it. Maybe we try to hold over the old magic and zap Divinity down to 0. I would even double stack hold over it if that was an option here. Ashes of the Fallen. That would certainly help with the Impish Scholar. But it isn't huge. Tempted to reroll here instead. I think the spell upgrades are more important. Cost reduce the Deep Offering and consume remove it then. So any of our 3 cost damage spell makes it free. Even if we cast them with Tethys. I'm gonna give this some more oomph. There is the holdover. I think we put that on old magic and make it free. Make it free is not necessary, no. Yeah, we don't need to making it free. We don't... Wow. My English. It is not working. And I think we reroll here. We don't take ashes. It's too minor. Traitor, Rules, and Collection of Tales. Collection of Tales is a little bit helpful against non-Seraph. I'll take it. We can still afford a removal. I think our dupe should be Ancient Synergy. That is a really important spell for us. I'm no longer going for flying kills at this point. I think we are too far away from them. We can keep our imps in the deck because we have Queen's Tail. Queen's Tail? Queen Tails? Nope. Queen's Tail. Okay. Seraph time. With buff removal, debuff removal. Slightly annoying, we will lose the damage shield. We have both of our units in our opening hand, which is good. Do we want the Tethys hit? Yeah, I think we are pretty safe here. Guard of the Unnamed won't die, ever. Taking 1 damage here doesn't matter, because remember we healed for 5. It doesn't reduce our score. It wasn't the most Seraph damage we could have gotten, but against this Seraph, it was enough. That is 30 damage. You know what? That might... No. No, that is not worth it. I don't think the Urchin Spines will be really important here. I'm just gonna throw them out. Get the incant so we can more easily deal with waves. We play the Imp. I should have played that first. This guy is gonna be a little bit of trouble, actually. Let's get the Imp out of the way so we don't get the Harvest. That might make a difference. Also get these guys out of the way for the same reason. We don't want them to harvest for the backliner. I'm a bit worried about the perching going on the whole time there. Perching of our buffs. Especially the enemy's debuffs, rather. We can ascend you and kill you. Can we ascend 190 and kill it? 190, we can't. But we can certainly do that to you. And actually kill you with a spell because we want the... Oh, nice. Yeah, the days being unreliable here is definitely a big problem. So we actually have to remove these small units there. We might need to silence that one. Let's heal up a bit because we might take damage. Very easily could. I was hoping for... Actually, that's not half bad. Oops. That is a 160. That is good. That kills this guy. You are still dazed because you got created after the dispel. You right now have spell weakness, but you won't next turn. Because we'll get our buffs dispelled. Feel like I'm not quite getting enough damage onto Seraph to really be fine for the Relentless phase. Well, we're somewhat close. What's left in our deck? An Ice Tornado. The days will last. So, no actually, because you weren't dazed. We need to keep healing up then. Luckily we should be able to deal with you without many problems. Or maybe not. Now it's time to spam dazes on spam Seps on Seraph. These guys will actually get the daze now. We do want to get you out of the way though. So you don't block our spells, our important spells. What happens if we ascend you? You will have daze 3. Take about 100 damage. Yeah, you die. And we can also ascend you. Just get that nuke out. Sap Seraph again. Heal up a bit. Save these spells for next turn. Which is gonna be the final turn. And here is why I was worried. Really? Can't get you out of the way, huh? That is really bad. That leaves Seraph with 1000 health. We can't survive 1000 health. Losing the points for the Seraph fight. Ouch. I was worried about that Seraph fight. But maybe a little, maybe not quite worried enough. I think our setup makes sense. Francis Swarm is just a better play there. We don't have to care as much about not taking damage now. We can instead go for optimizing the Seraph fight. We might get another good hit off on Seraph with that Urchin Spines. Or maybe we ought to save it for the very end. We do hit, then descend you. And then ascend you again. I'm gonna save the health. I'll take the pyre damage instead. Score doesn't matter. We just need to survive. And pyre health doesn't really help us with that. This is... Hi Rossum, welcome! This is a tough fight. It's for sure. 41 times 2, you will have days 3. We take some pyre damage here, but that's ultimately not what really matters. What matters most is the health of our units. Or rather, that matters quite a bit at least. This should be the first sap against Seraph. I'm gonna save 15 health on my shark again by paying for it with blood. Pyre blood.
We will notify the players.
Yeah, I'm just unmuting them now.
You got Ka and CGB Admiral.
So, we are at time, unfortunately. We have to call it now. Crazy match, guys. All over the place. It came down to 3 points.
Wow.
So, with the lead, Ka having the only one to defeat Divinity, with 130 points, will be progressing in a first seed. And then CGB Admiral at 103 points, you will also be progressing into the next, into the finals, I should say. Same with Penguin Link, again, by just a handful of points, both of you are going to be eliminated. So same with Penguin, you had 100, Link, you had 97. Crazy. I don't even know what to say. It was back and forth. We were constantly changing who we thought was going to be in the lead, and yeah, it was anybody's game going into the.
I should have picked up that
fight,
Inferno.
basically.
That would have been amazing
Yeah,
for
I
my
think we
deck.
see a lot of very interesting subtleties there with artifacts taken, making a big difference in how these decks played out. But not just the decks as a whole, the decks in general felt fairly similar, but the ways that they actually played out in the fights were drastically different. Kind of on a razor's edge with how those fights are rolled and how you cycle through your deck.
Any comments on the run from the players?
Well, they're all muted.
No, I unmuted them all. They all muted themselves. I've unmuted them.
Oh yeah, so I think a common motif with my runs so far is that I always lose to Talos every single time and somehow make it back.
And then you come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in the quarterfinals, it was similar. You were like behind the whole time, and you pulled it out near the end.
Yeah, I was like 3 rings behind, and then somehow I make it back on time. And also very curious to how many people chose sketches at the very end. I thought sketches is one of the best ways to fight against Divinity, because then you don't have to deal with the sweep.
I didn't see it.
Because I was inspired from the last run. I was like, man, it seems like the sketches runs are doing pretty well while everyone else has to set up.
I only have one regret here, and that's not picking Inferno.
Yeah, that would have helped.
Yeah, we were commenting on that as well. And we really
I thought the tiresome climb
would take it, and he did.
I thought the tiresome climb was really interesting. It was maybe a trap just in that it was very strong in the deck and it felt very synergistic in the deck, but it wasn't the type of effect that the deck needed more of. You already had a lot of things that fit into that.
I just thought that the amount of big damage spells that I already had in the deck would have been enough, but the Seraph fight clearly showed that that was not the case. Or rather, the Fell fight already showed that.
Yeah, I was very nervous during Seraph when they were cleansing the days every turn, so that made it a struggle, but I pulled through, but I just couldn't get my Steelworker on turn 1 for Divinity.
Just doing a quick double check on the end game screens to make sure that all of our scores are tallied up. I mean, we're super close, so I want to make sure we're not pre-calling it without.
Oh yeah, like the perfect rings. Yeah. We were just eyeballing.
Also, did I hear a fellow Southern accent somewhere in there? I couldn't tell. I wasn't paying.
Yeah, I got a bit of a
attention.
Southern accent.
All right. I like
And
that.
that's why you made it to the finals. A corrupt scoring system from Viable.
Obviously, I knew about it, you know, going into it, and the U.S. South, we stick together. We're joined in our love of sweet tea, and fried chicken.
Amen, Reverend.
Yeah. So let me hit you with this one real quick, because we've been enjoying some various off-topic conversations. Best sweet tea. I'm gonna go with Bojangles.
I think Bojangles is a little bit too sweet for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a solid pick, but I don't know. I've been, I don't know. There's a lot of good places around that have good sweet tea, and yeah,
All
I
right,
don't.
well,
think I've
everyone.
really-
So I hoped you enjoyed seeing Admiral be shoved forward into the finals. He will probably not be returning.
No,
And then-
I did double check and verify. So scoring is correct. So again, score was 130 for Ka, 103 for Admiral, 100 for Sanguine Penguin, and 97 for Salving. So I think easily the tightest we've had across, you know, from disqualifying to making it a 6